Who is the best coach in the NFL? Well, I guess it's kind of simple. Andy Reid. But the question is, where does NBC Sports rank Zach Taylor? Because that is a very interesting question. And if you ask Bengals fans, majority of Bengals fans, they're going to give you a very different range. Some people would say he's top 32. Some people would say he's top 64. More of the story is there's only 32 coaches in the NFL. So, tell me down below where you would rank them. Personally, for me, I would rank Zach Taylor number 12. Number 12. I think he's not the greatest coach. He's not the best. He's obviously horrendous at offensive play calling, and that's part of the whole him being head coach thing. But he's also horrible at starting the season off on a correct note, and he never has our guys prepared for the season, it seems like. And, yeah, number 12 is the answer, I think. All right, so where's this NBC Sports? Andy Reid's the best coach. Yeah, we already know that. Last year he was one. This year he's one. Anyway, going down, Sean McVay, Rams. And I think this is kind of Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan is probably next on this docket, to be honest. And then you're going to have, obviously, Andy Reid. So is Kyle next? John Harbaugh's next. Okay. Pretty sure the Ravens were thinking about firing him 3 years ago. If it wasn't for Lamar Jackson, John Harbaugh would not be a head coach for the Ravens right now. So that's kind of ironic. But I guess, what's his name? Lamar Jackson saved that whole thing. All right, next on the docket, Kyle Shanahan. Okay, makes sense. I think Jim Harbaugh is going to be very high up on this list. Although Jim Harbaugh really hasn't done anything yet. But he was very successful with the 49ers. He's very successful right now with the Chargers. So he'll probably be high up on this list no matter what. Nick Sirianni. I'm surprised Sirianni isn't higher on this list. I know he's kind of newer, but I feel like getting to the Super Bowl twice in the last 4 years, probably very, very up there. Jim Harbaugh, number 6. Okay, I expected that. 7 is Dan Campbell. Yeah, if this is how the list is going, I don't think Zach Taylor is going to be in the top 50. Mike Tomlin, number 8. Because I don't think they're going to put Zach Taylor anywhere close to half of these guys that we're listing off right here. Sean McDermott. Okay. Matt LaFleur. Kevin O'Connell. Sean Payton. Yeah. Okay, Zach Taylor's he's not showing up anytime soon. I'm just realizing this now. Dan Quinn with the Commanders. Zach Taylor, number 14. Wow, with how this list was going and the trend it was going on, I thought they were going to continue adding on to 70 other coaches. But, okay. And he is 46, 52, and 1. That's not the greatest. You are what your record says you are. Has always been too blunt of an instrument. But you would generally like to have won more than 47% of your games throughout 6 seasons. You would hope to have more than 2 playoff appearances. You would love to be better than 18 and 16 over the last 2 years, when you have one of the best quarterbacks on planet Earth in Joe Burrow. That is true. Zach took over in 2019. We got Joe in 2020. I mean, is that not the most perfect scenario possible to take over for a team? You take over for a team, and the next year they draft the best quarterback to ever play football. That's insane to say out loud. So, yeah, I do agree. His record definitely should be better. He has gotten to a Super Bowl, although we lost. We were Jamar Chase wide open touchdown away from winning, but beside the point. Got to back-to-back championships games, but since then it's been very dry. Missed the playoffs back-to-back years. One of them was because Joe Burrow went down with injury, but still. Yeah, but even Wait, okay. Zach Taylor does not lack for explanations. Typically, Burrow wasn't playing, but even if the Bengals' off campaigns aren't necessarily his fault, to what is his credit, he does seem like a strong leader. He is a great leader. I will agree with that. He's a very good leader. Navigating a maze of massive egos and trade requests, while still cultivating an all-pro campaign for players like Jamar Chase and Trey Hendrickson. He's a solid offense coordinator. I think you're putting that solid way too far. He's an okay offensive coordinator. An okay. I think if you put Zach Taylor on a Brownies offense, right, where they have like Kenny Pickett and Joe Flacco, and the best receiver is Jerry Jeudy, and that's pretty much it, you're not going to say that Zach Taylor is a, decent play caller. He would be the worst play caller in the league. But with Joe Burrow, given the circumstances, yeah, he's not the worst. I think he's all right. He's all right at being offense of coordinator. I wouldn't say solid. I say he all right. I mean, you could get worse. That's what I'm saying. He managed to go 4-4 without Burrow in 2023. There's just a pervasive sense of, is this the guy? You wouldn't question Andy Reid after 2 9-8 seasons, or even Kyle Shanahan. To be fair, there aren't even that many questions about Taylor. It just seems like we should have more answers by now. I think I disagree with that. I think there's a lot of people who question Taylor because every year people want him fired. Yeah, I think when Burrow went down, and our man's Jake Browning, the real JB, decided to step up and go on his Kobe Bryant tour. How much of that was that Zach, or how much was that just Jake Browning is him? That's a good question. All right, Todd Bowles, Kevin Stefanski, number 16, D'Amico Ryans, Texans, okay, Mike McDaniels, Mike McDonald, Lordy. We got Shane Steichen. We got Jonathan Gannon, Raheem Morris, Dave Canals. We have Brian Callahan. Okay. Brian Dable. New hires. Okay, so they're doing new hires, but so I guess this would be Brian Dable would be considered the worst coach, because this is new hires in alphabetical order, so this is not ranking anybody. So I guess Brian Dable is considered the worst because all these other guys got new coaches. All right, I mean, to be honest, not too bad. Tell me down below your thoughts, opinions. I'll see you guys next one. Who does?